now in this age of consumerism, where consumers themselves are very fickle. They will stay with you only if you give them a compelling reason. So what's that compelling reason that you give to your consumers? I'm one of them, by the way.
Thank you. It's a fair point, and we at Kibsons actually understand that, and we don't take loyalty either for granted or we don't really think it's going to come easy.
Yeah.
So we work hard for it. We deeply, at every level of our process, try to understand what are the customers looking for and what is it that they will walk away from Kibsons from easily. So it's okay if they are not if they're shopping elsewhere. That's fine. That's their right. That's their choice. So getting tuned into what brings them back is where our focus is, right? And that hard work is on us. Quality. Okay, to actually maintain quality in the fresh produce industry is so much harder than it is simply said on any platform, with respect to not only understanding the varieties of crops that are available around the planet and to choose from within them carefully, but then once you've done that job, to have that relationship with the farms, to have consistency of supply, so you don't want to have a graph of availability go up and down. Then if you've crossed that line, the next step is to ensure the cold chain throughout the journey is maintained, especially in the heats.
Exactly, exactly.
I mean, walking here, we were melting. Imagine strawberries and berries in this heat.
Yeah.
So to protect that cold chain, and it is felt by our customers in the sense that, I remember one of our customer service calls complaints was that I bought this lettuce on Sunday and it's Friday today. What have you sprayed on it because it's still exactly the same? And then we had to make them understand that you are basically getting the wholesale shelf life, which was previously provided only to distributors, wholesalers, supermarkets, and now because it's coming from the farm or the airport or the seaport directly to you, that's why you're enjoying that big shelf life and expect your foods to not rot very quickly. And there is that subtlety. I think our customers have come to understand that when they buy food from Kibsons, they don't have to worry about it going off very quickly. So you can reduce your wastage or prolong the stay of that item in your fridge. So I think maintaining the cold chain, and then at the very end, what hits the consumer's front line is the delivery service.
Absolutely.
The fact that we don't try to do a 5-minute promise and then never arrive. We're trying to be realistic about what is achievable, and then customers are happy to have that on-time delivery. I mean, we're not perfect. We constantly measure ourselves and we want to be more on time, but our ratio of I think achieving that is pretty high.
Quick commerce is another debate altogether, the sustainability of it. But when it comes to delivery, I must tell you that training somewhere, your people training, the way you train your delivery personnel is also great, because they ensure if somebody is not at home, they'll put an ice pack, but they'll also tell you that you know that you have perishables. So try to reach in time, and it has happened to me. So from a people's perspective, what are the different initiatives that you are undertaking to help them understand your farm to fork model better, customer service better? What are you doing?
So it's all about understanding humans. I think it's all about understanding and caring. When we say we care, we genuinely care as a team for all the humans around us. As such, as a leader, I have the obligation to first service my organization before I'm in service to the customer. So that deep care, I think, is it's like a fly. If there is a smell, it'll go around. So the employees feel it. I don't have to do anything extra to proudly showcase it, or I don't have to do anything dramatic. I just have to be who we are. And this is not just me. I'm very fortunate to have a fantastic leadership team. They are amazing people. I think we care for each other, we care for our employees, we care for the business we do. We are not here for money. None of us in our leadership team is here for money, which is very bizarre because you can try offering them twice the salary and they won't shift. It's a very amazing comment to be able to make on a public platform, but I know that they have been there. They have been with us from day one, and they are. We are a big family at home, at the office first, which is almost a home for us because we spend 8 hours a day, and then we extend that care to the community. So what you see as service is an extension of the care that we hold in our mind professionally as well. And very lucky to have very proud of a caring team. Mm-hmm. And that perhaps is our merit. That meritocracy is how we retain our team. So if we feel that someone is there just because they're being dragged, or we very politely apologize and take them off the team. I'm talking about pickers and drivers as well, that guys, this is not, we are not here for just rewards and money, and we are here for you being authentic. So try and be authentic, otherwise we give them warning letters and then we split ways. So it's about selecting the right people in your team and then making sure that once you've selected them, you care for them, and the rest is automatic.
And retain them, yes,
yeah,
of course,
retain
of
them.
course. And my last question to you, Halima. What are some of your key sustainability-centric goals?
I think we've been thinking about sustainability, or let's say that it's been part of our lifestyle or how we do things from day one. So when we launched the e-commerce platform, we spent a lot of time, figuring out the box of delivery, which later on, became very iconic. But I cannot tell you. And now when I look back, just the process of going through that choice was a difficult one because it was an expensive box, and we never attributed that into the cost. It was always put on the side as one of our sustainability goals. The fact that it is sturdy, included little thoughts like, will a watermelon survive the box? Or will the box survive the watermelon? Or will the produce be all messed up by the time it gets home? Because we didn't want to cause inconvenience to our consumers either. So right from then, the onset of paper bags. Initially when we offered paper bags to our consumers, you may not believe this, but for the first 2 years we faced resistance. I mean, people really, really wanted their plastic. In fact, we used to get calls and messages saying that if you don't deliver in plastic, we are not going to be shopping from you. Okay. Right? More than 50% chose plastic at the time of delivery. Those were the statistics we were into. And then came a time, I think this was before COVID or year before COVID, where we gradually migrated people and transitioned them into paper bags. How? We let them choose plastic, but we delivered in paper bags and spent a lot of time actually educating them over the phone with the drivers, and so after 3 months, people came to understand and shifted. Apart from that, every year we used to put a percentage of our earnings on the side, and our goal was to have our entire facility, the warehouse, the main warehouse, the fulfillment center that we have, completely solar paneled. So,
do you think a little bit of policy making is needed there to increase the cap that you can actually generate from solar energy?
Yes, there is. I mean, right now we are, I think, capped at 50%, which is not exactly ideal. But for me, I'm grateful that it's a start. And even to have corporates achieve that or aim for that, it's a huge decision, because it requires you to put your money where your mouth is.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
It's not a small investment, and if you're genuinely not into your sustainability goals, then it will be hard for you to take the bite and actually put that money on the side.
Absolutely.
Right? So if you go to our Instagram, actually, last week we were celebrating the Environmental Week, so we were trying to educate people as to what we've done to make our make Kibsons and a sustainable grocery shopping experience as such. So solar panel was one. And then, in our industry, we've got these huge cold chain managing facilities. which include condensation, evaporation, the water that goes into it. So what we've done is we've put these afterthought technology in our warehouse, which is not what the facility was designed for, you know, when we started building this about 8 years ago. And now we recycle that wastewater, and it goes back into our office consumption, and it goes back into plant irrigation and wherever we can. So it's constantly filtered, and wastewater is separated and so on.
How much percentage would that be? Is it 100% recycled as of now?
100% recycled. 100%
Amazing.
recycled, yeah.
Amazing.
So it takes away any requirement that we have internally, and it's something we're very proud of.
Yeah, I'm sure you must be. Are you going to turn towards biofuel soon? Do you have plans to change your fleet to EVs?
So we did a big study on biofuel about 3-4 years ago. Was it just before COVID? I can't remember now. But at that point in time, the technology for biofuel was not what it really promised. I mean, our research showed that the difference, I mean, there's, you know, you really have to think about the longevity of your vehicles and the engine, the impact this fuel has on the engines, and also really how do you measure that reduction in you know, carbon dioxide that they claim. So it's a difficult process, and we did a 3-month investigation within Kibsons with those biofuels, and we realized that the impact was negligible.
Okay.
So we didn't really go down the path. Perhaps it's been time and the technology has changed, and it is for us to investigate again.
Amazing. Anything else in terms of sustainability?
So we recycle 100% of all our boxes that come back. We actually separate them. So the boxes that are reusable are segregated and then sanitized, and then the ones that are not really usable because they are, you know, damaged go into the recycling. And every day we've got you know, a van coming in and picking that up, both for plastic as well. So any in-house plastic that we have from our suppliers, we make sure that that is 100% recycled. And all of the organic waste that is generated from our process, which is natural, there's nothing I can do to, you know, to save the wastage sometimes. It's the nature of the industry. We have this industrial composting machine, so everything gets composted, and then the compost that actually originates from this process is sold on Kibsons online.
Wow.
At, I think 5 or 10 dirhams or something very nominal, just to keep yeah, the moms happy.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing such great examples, and importantly for undertaking such initiatives.